you drove an NLS race on your own, you might just be able to get that in one of those lower class cars. And I presume there's a cost to that, Harley, is there?
Yeah, so, well, you've got your higher costs if you want to go and do the...
hang on a second. That's the Dacia Logan and at least one other car. And that is a huge accident. The dust literally just settling out on the far side of the circuit. Peter Mackay, John Hindhoff and Harley Harton at the moment in the booth. And Peter, you are shaking your head ruefully here.
No.
Is that one of the Astons?
It is. It's the, by looking at the numbers, the number 70, 74,
Martin Kafka, who's one of the leading lights behind that Dacia Logan.
Yeah, it's the 74 Volkenhorst car.
Well done.
At the moment. That is a big shunt. Can you recognise which part of the circuit this is, Harley?
This is the exit of Flugplatz. Going
oh, yeah.
Oh, my.
That's fast.
Very fast. Yeah.
So one of them will have gone off the circuit and come back. Well, the witness marks would say that that happened quite a long way back, actually, because there's a big dent in the arm cone. That wouldn't have been left there. So who went off first and then what happened? Oh, my goodness me. That could have been even bigger. I think somebody's come along after that. I think the Aston's gone in first. Or has the Dacia gone in first and the Aston's had to avoid it?
Good to see the driver get away from that.
It's Martin Kafka getting out
really
of that.
Fast. In the Volkenhorst car, the 74 Volkenhorst, that is Aris Balanian, the German driver, who's on board that. And that is
I think the Aston's gone in first, guys.
Has the engine come out, the Aston?
It's certainly hiding. That is a very big hit indeed. That Dacia Logan rebodied and re-engined this year. The more powerful engine from the Renault range. Our safety crews on site. This is the challenge and the danger that is literally around every corner of the Nürburgring Nordschleife. When you're driving through that, Harley, because it'll have happened to you, what goes through your mind at that point, or do you just not think about it?
The best you can do in the car is act like a computer and just not think. Obviously it creeps in, but if you see an incident like this, you always believe, oh, I'll be able to avoid that. I have the traffic management to sort it out, or like you say, you just don't think about it. And motorsport is so safe nowadays. You know, a crash like that at that speed, luckily both drivers walking away completely fine, so that does put your mind at rest as well.
On this, you know, when we're sitting here in the studio, we see all these little half moments, full moments in over, say, a 7-8 lap stint. Harley, how often are you having these teeth-drying, heart-stopping moments? How often are they happening? Is it once a lap? Is it once a stint?
Well, you get a lot of moments like what happened that put us out the race, which is just a miscommunication between the drivers. Some drivers will be full pushing when you come around to lap them, so your VT2s. Some of them might be right on the edge and you can see the behavior of the car, and some of them will be well below the limit and might jump out the way immediately. So you have to leave that little bit of a margin. And you have a lot of moments where you go one way, then you have to go the other, or you're looking in your mirrors and you're not quite sure what the GT3 is trying to do. It all works itself out 99% of the time, and you get used to it. But the first time I drove in the night here was absolutely mental with those kind of moments.
Let's talk about how you got yourself here, Harley, because motorsport, Peter was asking you about why you did this, and I really like your answer on that. And you and I have talked on Midway Motorsport before about you targeting sports car racing as your preferred partners. Into the pits, into the garage, should I say, goes the Get Speed number 17. Now, we saw this with the other car after it had a diff problem when they were trying to get that car out, and that one's gone back in as well, so we'll keep an eye on that. You targeted GT and sports car racing, Harley. You knew that's what you wanted to do, but then there's the sticky question, which is often avoided, of the cash. Where does the money come from? and you know, your family isn't a wealthy family. The bank of mum and dad is, you know, not bottomless, never is. Maybe it's a cash point of mum and dad rather than a bank of mum and dad. But you've done something quite unusual and taken it in your own hands to raise the money to come racing here.
Yeah, so when I was 18, I started my own business, which is payroll services, providing payroll services to other businesses. It was really a spin-off of the family business, taking a bit of that into my own hands. And it's so difficult now to fund your own motor racing, not only because costs are increasing, but also there's not the sponsorship around like there was in the 90s or even the early 2000s. And you can get by on the odd drive, on relying on amateur drivers, or if you're already an established driver, you know, look how many factory drivers there are here this weekend, for example. But it's really difficult, and I know a lot of drivers who spend 95% of the time off the track searching for the money to get back on the track and not actually being able to do much preparation in between and be able to focus your mind on the thing that you actually love doing, which is driving. And it's a unique way I've gone about it because it was a unique opportunity to start that business. I'd just finished my A-levels. I had a bit of a gap, you know, in my own life, and we were just busy focusing on racing. So it was a natural progression for me to want to do that. And yet my father started his own business in the year that I was born, and he's been, you know, drip feeding a lot of knowledge like he has with knowledge from his go-karting days as well. So yeah, keeping it in the family and a unique way to go racing.
Very different, very different. We saw the 633 came in, Peter.
An exhaust fire.
Yeah, it looked like it.
Yeah, the Four Motors Bio concept car running in the 83 class. It was Boris Kruspek at the wheel. And yeah, I don't know if he'll be able to get the car back or not, but probably not. He's going to have to pull over at Marshal's Post. Still, the Get Speed mechanics
well, he needs to pull over
away.